Okay, so I know I haven't made like a video or nothing, and yeah, and I know people don't even watch these, but I'm gonna be telling a story about how I found out that I was pregnant. So yeah, and I'm sorry, I just woke up literally. So the day, I'm sorry, I suck at telling. Okay, basically after after I finished doing what I was doing, if you know what I mean, I already knew that I was pregnant because people just, when you know somebody, you just know when they look guilty or when they look in like a certain type of way that you know is not right. I remember I asked him right then if he like, and he told me no. So I was like, okay. And then after that, my period was supposed to come and it didn't, and I was like spotting a little bit, which I learned is like the ovulation, stuff like that. So then fast forward, we moved from Afton to our house right now, which is Baldwin. And we was moving and stuff, and I was so sick. Like of course I knew why. I hadn't taken the test yet, but I just knew. And I was like, dude, I can't wait until we finish moving this stuff in because I'm finna pass out. Like, it was hot too. So, we moved in. We didn't have beds or nothing because we threw all of our beds out. So we was basically sleeping on our mattresses and then pallets and stuff like that until we got our new stuff. So I was working, and while I was working and stuff, I just felt real sick at work all the time. Like I felt like I was gonna throw up. The smell of that chicken, cause I worked at Lee's Chicken. The smell of that chicken, bro, would literally have me gagging. Like that shit is nasty, but I mean that stuff is nasty. Um, I was my child's father. That's what I'm gonna call him. Actually, I kind of want to give him a name. Well, I just don't want to say his name. We gonna call him T. T knew about what I was going through, and he would always tell me, like after a while, like once I started getting bigger and stuff, he would always tell me that I need to tell my mama or whatever. But I'd just be like, I can't tell her because once I tell her, it's all going downhill from there. It was like he did understand. I felt like he did understand what I was talking about because he didn't grow up with my mother. So then out of nowhere, he started like acting real weird towards me and acting like he just didn't care. And then when I would like ask him something, like he would catch an attitude or not want to answer or just act like he didn't want to talk to me. And then finally he broke up with me, and I was like, because it was like out of nowhere. I didn't know why he was breaking up with me or nothing, and it hurt my feelings because it was like you knew I didn't have nobody to talk to and nobody knew about what I was going through. And he just didn't care. Like he went from caring to not caring literally overnight. And he was being so fucking mean to me. Like just saying little stuff that would hurt my feelings, or like saying that he don't want to talk to me, that he don't have to talk to me, and just like going all in on me for no reason while I'm pregnant. And it was just like, I don't know. So I'm trying to see it. So fat, I was hot in my stomach. Um, if I can like insert the picture, I will, but I don't really know how to work this stuff yet. But I was hiding my stomach with big shirts. I had a South Park shirt that I got from my grandma on my dad's side, and I was wearing that shirt, one, to cover my stomach, and two, because it was my favorite shirt. I just liked that shirt. So I would walk around the house. At work, I wouldn't really eat at work during my lunch break because I was trying to like slow down how big I was getting, like how much I was showing pretty much. I'm just trying to think of like little stuff that I'm missing. while I was like sleeping on the floors and stuff, my back was hurting really bad because I was sleeping on the floor, and the floor here is a hardwood. At our old house, it was carpet, and a lot of the nights I would just cry because I didn't want to believe the fact that I was like pregnant. And I would beg God, bro. Like, God, please, you know how you be. Like, I won't ask you for nothing else, bro, ever. But this right here, this cannot happen. Like, you already know how my mama is. Like, I can't do this. It wasn't even that I felt like I couldn't take care of a kid. I've been taking care of my mama kids, watching them, feeding them, making sure they do what they need to do since they was younger. So it wasn't about taking care of the kids, like watching the kid or like having to spend time with the kid. It was my mother the whole time. Even though initially I didn't want to have the kid, because for one, who wants to have a kid with somebody who doesn't want to have a kid with you, has made it clear that they don't want to have a kid with you, treats you like shit. And it was just like, I didn't have no support with, I didn't have nobody in my ear basically saying that if you do have the kid, I will be there for you. All I was hearing in my head was, I don't want the kid, I don't want the kid, I don't want the kid. So yeah, I'm trying to see y'all, I'm sorry. Should I just fast forward to when she found out? Fast forward to when she found out. I was standing by the rabbit's cage. His name is Tank. I would go get him, but I just don't want the video to be like super long, and I gotta pull Tank out, and he gonna be hungry, and I'm gonna have to go and put hay in the fucking bin and shit. I was my piercing. I was leaning down, like rubbing Tank or whatever, and my mama, I knew that she had like been peeping my stomach, because it was a couple of times where like I would walk through the door and stuff like that, like walk through the front door after work, and she'd be kind of looking at my stomach, like, or like when I would get off work, when I'd be walking to the car, she'd kind of be looking, and y'all, I promise, it was so many times that I wanted to tell her, but it was just like I couldn't tell her. Like, even back when we was in Afton, like I wanted to tell her, like the day we drove, took like a drive, I think we took a drive or something, like I wanted to tell her so bad, y'all, but I couldn't tell her. Like, it was no way for me to tell her. And so fast forward to me, back to me sitting in front of Tank's cage, rubbing him. She just so happened that she was just like, Heaven, I think she said, Heaven, are you pregnant or something like that? And I was like, no. And then she was like, well, why your stomach look so big? You skinny, like, so people are gonna notice when you like getting bigger, pretty much. I was like, there's nothing wrong with my stomach. And then she was like, stand up. Stand up. I stood up. She started like touching on my stomach, and she was like, your stomach is hard. Your stomach is hard when you're pregnant, and your stomach is like out here. Like, I don't know how I hid it for that long, but your stomach is out here, Heaven. And then she was like, well, when is the last time you had sex? I said, I'm thinking in my head, should I say never? Or should I just tell the truth? So then I'm like, I'm gonna just tell the truth. And then I was like, March. And she was like, so that means you would be, I don't remember what month it was. It was like August, September, y'all. So March, April, May, June, July, August. I think it was in like September, like beginning of September, so September. So I was already like 6 months pregnant when she finally found out. And she just felt my stomach again, and she was like, are you pregnant or something like that? And then I think I just finally was like, yeah. And then she said something, and then I had went into my room, and then they ended up leaving. And y'all, right after that, I texted y'all, and I was like, she knows that I'm pregnant or whatever. And I think I told him that he might want to tell his mama or something, because she might call and tell her or something like that. But my mama, turns out she wasn't gonna tell Jai's mama, because she didn't want, I don't think she wanted her to know that I was pregnant, because she wanted me to get an abortion. But I knew by how far along that I was that I wasn't gonna be able to get an abortion, because I was too big. I was too big. Like at that point, I was starting to feel my son. I was starting to feel him move. Like I was like, yeah, she's gonna be really disappointed when she finds out that I can't get an abortion, because yeah. So then my granny comes later on. It was like maybe like 1 a.m. y'all. My granny comes and she takes me to the hospital, and we sitting in our worst experience with a hospital lady I have ever had. They basically make me pee in the cup, Just go back to the waiting room, go back to the room, and we're sitting in the room, and then this lady comes in, and then she's like, well, you're in fact pregnant. And then she goes, so we're gonna start looking at like birth stuff and stuff like that. Basically, I knew I couldn't get an abortion, y'all. But it was just the fact that she came in basically insisting to me that I was gonna have that baby. You're a mother now. You need to take like, even the way she was saying it, like pointing at everything. You need to take responsibilities for what you did and stuff like that. I was looking at her like, lady, calm the fuck down before I get up and rock your shit. Who the fuck is she talking to? Like, I was literally in my head mad, but I was so emotional about the whole thing. I couldn't, I just couldn't deal with her. So then she gave me a little ultrasound thing, and I was looking at Jacob, my son. He's cute. I was looking at him for the first time, and I was like, and I started crying, because I was sad at the fact that I was pregnant. I was sad at the fact that, like, it was like a sad, happy moment for me, and I was sad because, what's his name? When I named him T, wasn't there with me. Like, even though we wasn't even on the best of terms, we wasn't on good terms, and it was his fault, honestly. We wasn't on good terms. I felt like I was basically going through everything by myself. Like, I didn't have nobody. I didn't have him. Like, nobody. And I feel like he basically failed me. Like, you got me pregnant, and now you're not here to help me through anything. So we go home. My granny tells my mama, she tells my mama basically what the doctor said, that I can't have an abortion. My mama was insisting that I was going to get it. So basically that happened. I was living at home. My granny was staying over at the time. And mama would like make like little remarks, like I would hear her talking to my granny trying to calm her down and stuff. She would make like little remarks like, she lucky I don't come up there and beat her for getting, or something like that. And y'all, at that point I was just getting really uncomfortable in my own space. Like, I felt uncomfortable in the house. She took all of my clothes from me, all of my shoes. Mind you, I'm sleeping on a pallet on hardwood floor. She even came and took her covers from me. So literally I had this little blanket, a little pink blanket, if you know what I'm talking about, for when like it's your first time shopping or something. Literally she took everything but that one pink blanket. So I was laying on the floor with that one pink blanket, y'all. No clothes, no shoes. Like, at that point I was just going through it, honestly. Like, my life was a living hell, and it was just too much for me mentally. So it got to the point where like I didn't want to be home with her unless my granny was here to be home with me, because I felt like she was gonna do something to me, like, and I was literally gonna have to fight for my life. And her like, no. So that's when basically I told my granny like, I don't want to live here no more. I didn't want to live here no more. And one day my mama had came home. Mind y'all, she sat on my floor and was talking to me about the whole thing. And she was like, She was like, because you brought that boy into my house. You was sneaking that boy into my house, and this, and that. But the thing is, y'all, I would have never snuck no boy into her house. She's strict. I didn't even have an option to go anywhere if I did want to do anything. She's the way she is, so I couldn't even talk to her, even if I did want to start like doing stuff. She's just that type of person, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of y'all, or like a lot of people, have parents like that, where they literally sit up and play victim, like they haven't raised you to basically fear everything that you do, to the point where you have to sneak, and then when you sneak, they mad at you for sneaking. Like, so I'm like, where else was I gonna go? In the bush? Like, in either way, it's still on the house, like on the property. So at that point, y'all, I was just like, and then she was like threatening me, like I could get up and take this heater and knock it over your head right now. And at that point, I had pretty much made my decision in my head that like I was gonna have to find somewhere to go. So my granny, she walked in. Oh yeah, and that's when she had basically told me that I had to quit my job, y'all. To this day, she will try to say that she didn't tell me that I had to quit my job. She told me that she wasn't going to be doing nothing for me or taking me nowhere no more, which she also said. But she also told me that I couldn't work in my job no more. So when she walked in one day, she was like, and you gonna start paying rent too. And then that's when my granny kind of looked like, and she turned around and she was like, yeah, she don't want to live here no more, or something like that. And so her and my granny kind of started like going back and forth a little bit, and basically that's when she said that if we want to go, we can go. And she was like, don't ever talk to her no more. Just like stuff like that. She made me give her the house keys that she gave me, which I didn't even use because I couldn't go anywhere. And that's when she turned around to my sister, because Lord knows she loves her fucking son. Black women have a weird obsession with their sons. But it's cool with me because when I get it up and I move out and I do me, it ain't no looking back after that. She can have her son at that point. But she turned around to my sister, not my brother, my sister. And you want to go with her? Of course you volunteer my sister to get basically kicked out too. So my sister was like, yeah. Because for one, why would she want to stay here? First off, you weird-minded. Who the fuck want to stay here and cook and clean everything? We're not fucking housemaids. Yeah, they literally don't do anything. My brother doesn't do anything. Nobody cleans up anything. So my sister, we basically started getting our stuff ready, our school computers and all that. And we went out to the car. My mama was basically cussing and stuff because I had a snake. His name was Chili. She was like, my granny's car isn't that big, so once we put like a couple of our bags in there and stuff, and she had like blankets in her trunk. So my granny was like, okay, that's fine, we can take the snake and we can come back for the rest of their stuff. We just can't all fit it in here right now, so we gonna have to come back and do another trip. She was like, no, basically we need to take all of the stuff now. Y'all, we couldn't take all of the stuff right then. There was no way for us to take it. Then she was like, and she need to come and get this snake, and this and that. And my granny was like, my granny had a small apartment, so she was like, it's not gonna be like enough room for the snake at the apartment or whatever. So I was like, okay, we just gonna have to take him back to the pet store. Like, I'm just gonna have to give him up, pretty much. But the thing was, we wasn't gonna be able to fit the tank in the car. So basically, she insisted that we took the snake. So we ended up taking the snake, like putting it up against the roof of the car. Like, it was, I don't know. And we basically putting stuff in the car, getting in the car. And she was like, so Heaven Angel, y'all ain't gonna say nothing. And I'm just like, no. For one, you just told me not to talk to you ever again. You treat me like I'm a nobody, like you wasn't a teen parent. And I was like, I don't like that. You always putting it, like, not saying that part, but I'm just like not saying anything at all. And I'm thinking in my head this stuff. And I'm like, she always trying to put herself on a pedestal. Like, it's almost like she trying to be in competition with me and my sister. Nothing is a competition. You're a grown lady. You're a grown woman. We're children. Nothing is a competition. Black women need to stop doing it to their daughters, traumatizing their daughters. But yeah, so we ended up driving off to my granny's house, and I think y'all, this is gonna have to be like a multiple parts thing because it's a lot, and I have to get ready for work. I can't show y'all my son right now because he's gone, so I might have to show y'all in another video. So yeah, that's where we gonna leave off. We gonna leave off from when I leave the house, and this is on our way to the pet store to go drop the snake off, Chili. Okay, so thank y'all for watching the first part to my video, and I will be uploading this soon, probably when I get off from work, or if I have time before I go to work. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, please follow. I kind of want to start like a little channel with my son or whatever. But yeah, thank y'all, and deuces. That was so cringy. Erased it. Cut tomatoes. Thank y'all. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.